Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Gooner Gathering. We are professional YouTube streamers. As you all know, that's why we are bang on time. Gooner Lee Meads, joined currently by the poshest man in sports entertainment today. How are you, Bertie? You okay?
Doing fantastic. Apart from Kent getting knocked out the T20, I'm all good. Obviously, we're just waiting for Mr. Sam Wilson to talk about a piece of news that has been announced today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll change the script, brother. We'll just go
We're
on
gonna
to
go
another
off. We're gonna
story.
shoot here, brother. Here we go.
We'll do the Vince McMahon and change it on the fly.
Well, it's
So,
funny enough. We've got someone called Russo. We have to talk about someone called Russo, and we're going to swerve everyone by changing the script. This is what it was about. This was our plan all
Beautiful.
along.
It was me all along, I said.
Yeah.
But I should explain, I am also joined by the poshest little girl in sports entertainment. Amy is with me as well. So if you hear her in the background, I've had to change my camera and everything because Mrs. Gooner is currently at work. So we'll jump in with the news about first team training, if you like, because believe it or not, it's that time already where all the holidays are all cut short and everyone's back at London Connolly. Interestingly, looking at some of the pictures, looking like some of the injured players. Hello, Niall Kane. We'll go on to Russo in just a bit, but hello, Niall.
Got to wait for Sam to show up, hopefully.
Yeah, whenever he's ready, he's just waiting for the countdown and whatever. But Zinchenko, Saliba, Martinelli, and Tomiyasu have all been pictured in training now. Probably important to realise that it is literally first couple of days of training, so therefore it won't be sort of full-on contact sport. It'll probably be more like a getting weighed in kind of session and bit of running, probably a bit of bleep tests and all that sort of jazz. But I think it's quite nice to know that they're all back and ready to go.
Yeah, it's encouraging. It's still encouraging to see, regardless if the training's a bit more minor than usual. But I think it's still good to see, especially Saliba, who we were very concerned with the back injury, because as we know, a back injury can be quite precarious to say the least. But if he's training with the lads and he seems to be all right, then it's very encouraging to see. Also, Tomiyasu as well. He was injured for a while. It's encouraging. Obviously, as I said, long way to go. But if they're training with the boys, then confidence signs.
It seems like a long time since we've seen Tomiyasu. How long was he out for? Do you know?
Just like Saliba, he got injured during the game against Sporting Lisbon at the Emirates.
The Sporting game as well,
and both ended up being ruled out for the rest of the season.
Indeed. So hopefully we're starting with a bit more versatility as well. There's obviously lots of talk about other players coming in. Maybe we're not talking about the player that we thought we might have been talking about because nothing officially signed on as of yet in terms of Declan Rice that I've heard of. We'll talk about
payments. There's all this drama about the payment structure again. We're now paying it over 2 years now. Okay, but as I'm aware, it still hasn't been agreed yet. It could very well, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it will happen, but there could be one last twist in the saga.
My source from inside the club, I wouldn't worry too much about it, honestly, because I did see one hilarious picture from first team training today. Someone claiming that they saw Rice in training when in fact that was Cedric, but I did find that quite hilarious. But
no, Declan Rice is actually a good footballer.
Posh Berry Cedric is my new short coming up.
It's a right back, actually. Anyway, go
on. Good to see as well. I'm going to show a picture here. As we're talking about Zinchenko, don't know exactly his state of play in terms of if he's ready to play or not. I did see in some of the pictures. I haven't got the picture from training, but I have a picture from his profile that Lino Sosa is a young English left back, has been added to the first team training, which I find quite interesting. He's apparently quite a pacey left back who was signed from West Bromwich Albion a little while ago. I don't know too much about him, but I do find it interesting to see him being added to the squad. I don't know if that puts a bit of a question mark on Kieran Tierney or Tierney's positioning. We mentioned about putting KT in the centre-back position, didn't we?
Well, first of all, you had me panicking there because I saw that photo and for a minute I saw the hair. I thought we re-signed Willian.
Yeah, it could have been, couldn't it?
Thankfully, it's not. It's another left back, a young left back.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's been all talks about, oh, here he is.
Finish off and we'll bring him in.
Yeah, we'll bring him in later. There's been talk about Kieran Tierney's future. 1 minute he's going to another club. Next minute, he's going to stay at Arsenal, probably playing in a centre back, in a back three, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all up in the air. But I think I know this from my playing experience of Football Manager. You had a training camp squad at the start of the season, and it's the first team plus a bunch of youngsters. It doesn't mean anything, so that's probably why he's in there. And
exactly.
That's just Football Manager. When it also not retro Football Management,
not that one,
which
no.
you can download on the App Store. No, Football Manager, all that. Anyway, let's bring the boy in, shall we? There he is.
Better late than never. Sam Wilson in the house and back in the country. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
Hello. All the better for seeing you and having your knowledge with me. Loud and clear, my boy. Loud and clear.
Good.
How was your holiday? More important than anything else.
Yeah, it was good, thank you. Although, surprisingly, in this video light, I look really white, as if I've not gone away at all.
and by the sound of the time delay as well, it probably you could be on the other side of the world. 2.
Yeah, no, it was mental.
Terrible.
It was crazy when everyone was like, when everyone was kind of going to bed. It was like mid-afternoon. It was so weird. It was just bizarre.
Yeah. Time zones, my friend. It's all exciting stuff. Welcome to my world. I've been up with my Amy, who's just to my right here. Amy got up at 3 o'clock this morning. So I think she might have wanted to watch Raw or something.
Yeah.
I love the fact when my jokes get a delayed laugh as well. That's always fun. But listen, what we'll do, let's just go back. Hello, Jordan. He's a newish subscriber. Good to have you back with us. And Niall Kane in the chat was saying about Alicia Russo, saying this is a good signing. She was good at Man United. She was in and out of the Man United women's team last season. Macy, I know Macy is very knowledgeable in the women's football, knows her stuff well. I think we're not too bad ourselves, actually. So let's bring in some pictures over here. There she is. Alicia Russo, finally the saga is over. I've covered up Sam's face now, but I don't know who's. But there you go. I'll bring her back off. There she is. So back in January, transfer window was in. Arsenal put in a world record bid, if I recall, for it was about £1 million, I believe, for Alicia Russo, which Man United rejected. Well, her contract has now expired, and it was unveiled today on Arsenal Women's new TikTok account that she is signed for the Arsenal. As soon as you can catch up with the time delay, Sam, your instant reactions to her signing, please.
Is it me that's really like jittery? Because everybody else is for me. I think
you're about 5 hours behind us.
Internet, if I'm honest. Potentially, I don't know. Bear with me. Right, I am going.
Can I talk about Russo? I obviously know of her, and I
Why is that,
think
Posh?
in the women's team. Well, because obviously I know some of the players in the Arsenal women's team, and of course Alicia Russo was a very big name during the women's Euros last year with the Lionesses. Was it her that scored that lovely back heel goal
The
against
heel goal was beautiful. Yeah.
Sweden? Was it against Sweden? Yes, there you go. Yeah, it was 4-0 that result. Fantastic. And yeah, also, fun fact, she's from Kent. She's from Maidstone. The last time she's a very big name in Maidstone. The last time something this historic happened in Maidstone was when Anne Widdecombe became their Member of Parliament in the early 2000s. But I think Alicia Russo is a bit less of a controversial figure. Although, considering she signed from Man United to Arsenal, that's a bit controversial, but I don't mind.
Don't get many
She's a fantastic player.
I mean, admittedly, I've never seen Anne Widdecombe play up front before.
No.
Shall we bring him back in?
Yes. Ooh, here he comes.
This is good, isn't it? Hello, Sam. I think I'm aging.
Oh,
you know that advert? I've been waiting for ages. It's not working. Are you there, Sam?
Yes, I'm hoping that's a little bit better.
I hope so, my friend. I hope so. So I was after a little bit of your response for Russo signing for the club. Obviously, it's a long-term target for Arsenal. Now she's finally here.
It's the worst kept secret, isn't it? Because we haven't heard anything about it before now. But it's amazing how we put a bid in. I think we put the record bid in for her in January, and that was actually turned down. So to get her on a free now is absolutely unbelievable. And Man United will obviously be absolutely kicking themselves that they didn't take that record bid that we gave them in January. But I'm pleased we've got on a free. It's even better. Our strike force next season is looking immense.
There's a wrestling reference in there. I saw Posh's eyes light up there. Strike force.
It's quite a niche one. It's quite a niche reference as well.
Is it? I did it without even noticing.
Tito Santana and Rick Martel in the 80s. They were called Strike Force in a tag team. There you go. Thank you, OSW, for making me realise that.
Getting it back onto subject, all right, please.
I think they've
lit up, and I knew exactly what you were thinking. It's a big loss for United. I was just going to bring up some stats that I've got for her. In her United career, she's had 46 appearances. She's scored 22 goals. I personally think she's probably one of the absolute premier finishers in the WSL, and she probably would have had the choice of going all around the world, if not all around Europe. And she's chosen to stay in the WSL and chosen to sign for Arsenal. I think that's a massive statement of where Arsenal want to go.
Yeah, it's just how much depth we're adding to our front line as well. The options that we've got now to work with is just unbelievable. I think the Arsenal women's had seen the success that Gunnar Gavin had been having on TikTok and decided that it's time they make a TikTok themselves as well.
I agree. I agree completely. And good plug. You can find us on TikTok. If you just search for Gunnar Gathering, that's the name of our channel. You can find us, and we are going global. To be fair, we are going absolutely viral. So as you'd expect.
You've inspired Arsenal women's team to make one, so there you go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think they've seen the success and seen the draw of it. To be honest,
absolutely. To be fair, the numbers are going to be up today because you're with us, so that's good. Getting back to being professional broadcasters just for a minute. you mentioned increasing the options for Arsenal up front. Now, of course, we've still got Beth and Viv Miedemar still recovering. There they are, by the way. That's a lovely picture I just pinched off Twitter a little while ago. For obviously Beth. They're obviously just recovering from their ACLs. Obviously, you've still got Blackstenius who filled in for their shoes. I think it's so important, Caitlin Ford as well, as another forward option, to have the ability to have so many options where we were a bit light last season. And obviously, as you go further in competitions like we were in the Champions League, it got to a stage where we were getting quite stretched at the end, wasn't it? That's why we had a lot of youngsters in that Champions League squad.
Yeah, and we've got the not to forget the other striker we signed as well, because we signed a centre back to replace Raffaelli, and then we also signed another striker, both of which the centre back and the striker. Yeah,
I don't know her name straight off the bat. Sorry.
No, I don't either. But I know they both worked with Jonas before at different clubs, so he knows them well, which is why he's brought them in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's really promising. Really.
Yeah, again, it's making a statement. It shows, I think, where Arsenal are going, and looking at a lot of issues. So certainly at Man United as well. Just very briefly, it seems like where Arsenal are getting business done, there's a lot of unrest at United, and that's why it seems a few going out as well. Let's cover Russo's England career as well. Of course, 21 appearances for England, 11 goals, including, I think we were right in calling the back heel against Sweden. Was that right, from the Euros?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's currently in the England squad for the World Cup coming up in, I think it's about 2 or 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think she should get a good run out in the games there as well. So that's even more exciting that we'll get to see her before she even sets foot in a shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think she'll be sort of competing with Rachel Daly in terms of trying to get into that starting lineup. Daly playing centre forward as opposed to playing left back, which she's done a lot for England. She's got, obviously, Daly's got the number 9 shirt. But it'd be interesting to see how that all works for Serena and her side. What do you think? Do you think Russo will start? Or do you think, oh dear, has he gone again?
She seems
Fiend.
No, I'm here.
No, you're not.
Oh God,
We can hear you. We can't see
No.
you.
Oh, better.
Hey, oh.
There he is. Yeah, Sam.
Yes, he seems to come off the bench as a kind of impact player rather than a starter. She did that lots in the Euros of last as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. So I think with Russo, I think that's another one over the line. I think that makes 3 signings for the ladies' side. More transfer business involving Arsenal that has happened. And this is the first, I think, confirmed out, certainly from the first team. Pablo Mari, centre-half, obviously was out on loan at Monza last season. Of course, he was involved in that horrific incident in a shopping mall where he got attacked, and thankfully he's got a full recovery and everything. But he's now officially left the club. I think he's signed full time for Monza now. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on this one.
It's just someone that needs to go out. He's not going to get anywhere near our team, unfortunately. So yeah, it's just one of those players that you need to get rid of and not be playing wages to.
I think
didn't rate him that much, to be honest, when he was at Arsenal. I don't think it's going to be a signing I'm going to lose sleep over. But I think, yeah, I obviously wish him well. And yeah, I hope he does. I hope he does well in the club that he's signed for. But I don't think he's going to get any minutes in the Arsenal first team if he was still there when you got Ben White and Tomiyasu and potentially Timber if he plays right back. So
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Well, fair enough. Well, keeping on the transfer subjects and stuff like that, potential other outgoings as well. A little bit of an update. Kay Kanyak is really good guy on Twitter. You should keep an eye on him. One of the journalists who has just started a YouTube channel himself. Is very, very good, and I've just started following him. It's reporting that the fee for Xhaka has been agreed. I think has been agreed for quite a while. 25 million euros. It's about 20 odd million pounds, I think. Obviously, Xhaka to buy Leverkusen. Personally, I think this is quite a good bit of business, although maybe being a little bit sad to see him potentially go. Obviously, it was well reported before the end of the season that he might be departing. But if we can get Rice over the line, which is still very much on the table, still very much one to keep an eye out for, I wouldn't be worried. I know Bertie's worried about this. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
It'll be the most Arsenal thing to happen if we fail to get a transfer done that's already been accepted.
But I'd like to get Sam's thoughts on Xhaka.
Yeah, I think we've done well to get that amount of money for him, being the age that he is. So I think if they're going to offer us 20, we've got to kind of snap their hand off because he's out of contract come a year. So if we can get some money back, then that'll be great because that'll go towards the whole Declan Rice thing that's happening.
Which is obviously happening.
I hope it's happening.
Well, listen, if it doesn't, what you can do, you can get my face and put a load of egg all over it, okay?
We're trying to structure a payment where we pay like 50p a week at the moment for the next 45 years, probably.
Right.
I think I saw something where
that's exclusive.
We're going to be paying over 2 years. I think that's what's been agreed, but no medical has been happening yet. But that could happen in the next few days or so. I don't know. I think it's about 97% complete. I think so. It's all Arsenal are a social experiment. I'm convinced.
Well, what I'll say to all of us who may be watching, either now or on demand later on, I kept an eye on quite a lot of things going on over the weekend. I noticed that the Emirates Stadium they stopped doing the tours yesterday. They cancelled all that. And I kind of put two and two together, maybe thinking they were going to unveil Rice. Turned out, obviously, that Alicia Russo had her shoot down at the stadium and everything. And obviously, they didn't want anything being leaked. I have seen something today, similar sort of thing, booked for Sunday. It's just speculation right now, but the tours for Sunday, the ground and such, is closed. So I'd keep an eye on over that. Also, another really, really interesting point to bring up. I think the social media thing being as it is, and some people have said, some of the groups that I say and I'm in, that Arsenal's social media are the worst and everything, and it seems to take forever to announce some of the business, right? Part of me thinks there might be some stuff agreed behind the scenes. I'm not just talking about players like new signings. I'm also talking about people like with contract extensions, which will need to be announced over the next few days, say. So I'm thinking, for example, obviously, Arsenal social media today is all about Russo, and absolutely quite rightly so as well, because she deserves her place in the spotlight as well. I think they will drip feed bits of news coming in throughout the week. So I'm thinking, obviously, the Saliba deal, which we know has been on the table, I think it's personally been signed. I think they're going to do a video or some description for that over the next couple of days, and that will probably be launched on the Twitter and all that sort of stuff coming up. So I wouldn't worry too much if stuff that we are losing our minds over. Let's be fair, and this certainly the Rice story, which we might go back to, has run a bit, but I wouldn't worry too much. Posh wants to jump in.
You said that the stadium was closed on Sunday. The tours were closed on Sunday. I think that's more likely to be the announcement of Timber rather than Rice, because no medical has been booked. That takes days to book it, apparently, and it takes days after the medical for the signing to be announced. So I don't think it will be we'll have enough time to sign Rice by Sunday. That's my gut feeling.
I'm not picky. I'll take it if it's Timber. I don't mind. Either or, I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's exactly the thing as well, though. You're absolutely right to bring up.
I'm not complaining about the signing of Timber, by the way. That's a good thing.
You two probably know more about him than I do. I have seen a little bit of a clip, like I'm sure a lot of people have who haven't had a chance to see him. And for what I've seen, do you know what? I'm quite impressed with what I've seen. But then, you know, I could look really good on maybe a YouTube clip, or maybe not. But
I think we could make anybody look reasonably good on YouTube.
Absolutely. I mean, even this guy can sort of impersonate a presenter sometimes. But,
we can, honestly, this is the power. We can turn anything into anything. Anyway,
we have
moving on.
voodoo power.
Moving on. Come on.
Next time you do that, warn me.
No, that's the beauty of it. No.
Oh dear. We'll play whose channel is it anyway? But is there anything else I need to bring? There was another story I was going to bring up. Definitely is worth a mention on Independence Day, and that is our American goalkeeper, Matt Turner, of course, becoming the fastest American goalkeeper to reach 20 clean sheets. He played against Trinidad and Tobago over the weekend. Wanted to give him a shout out on this on Independence Day. I think that's quite a nice way of doing it. New comment coming in. Who's that?
Is it Matt Turner?
No, but it's someone just as iconic.
These tours be cancelled doing my mate Charlie George out of beer money.
Another wrestling reference. Anyway,
Charlie George? Wrestling
no,
reference?
Beer Money. James Storm.
Oh, Beer
and Bobby
Money,
Roode.
Of course. Thank you very much, mate. But yeah, we'll say when. Fun fact: Charlie's my granddad's name, and I think that's where my Arsenal connection sort of come through. So there you are. Now, is there any other business that you two want to bring up? Because I think I have run through my sheet.
It's good that Matt Turner is got a good clean sheet record. I actually think he's quite a decent goalkeeper. I saw him at the World Cup, a good game against England, and he did all right for the US team. He's actually not a bad keeper, and I don't know much about the Trinidad and Tobago national team apart from. Do you remember Kenwyn Jones? Former Stoke striker. He was from that country, so that's all I know about.
Dwight York.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, two that I know. That's all. But they're from the past, so that's all I know about the national team there. But good for Matt Turner, nonetheless.
Yeah. I think it's probably right to give Sam the last word, as he was, you know, the reason I have got him here is for the Russo story. What is your sort of envisioning the first team lineup for Arsenal's front, whatever it'll be, 3 or 4? What would you like to see happen? Giving you a question, now, I.
Yeah.
Remember Miedemar before
Miedemar
her injury? was
Yeah.
playing just behind the
Yeah.
strikers, wasn't it?
So her in the cam, Russo up front, Mead and Ford on either side. I think that sounds unbelievable.
Does, and plenty of options sitting on in reserve as well, which I think will definitely come to make us stronger in the season upcoming. I don't believe the ladies' fixtures have been announced yet, but as soon as anything comes up for that,
I don't think so, because the World Cup takes until like 20th of August, I think, the World Cup final. So yeah, I imagine there'll be somewhere between then. I know we've got the Champions League draw for the first sort of the qualifying, isn't it? And it's like a mini tournament. Yeah, I haven't really wrapped my head around that because it's a bit confusing.
Match the one who knows all
I don't
about
know when
that.
it's coming up, to be fair.
Yeah, but as soon as any more news breaks, I'm sure one of our fantastic team will be here to cover all that as soon as we can get a place to convey and do the business. So I think that just about wraps us up for this evening, I reckon, boys. So if I press the buttons there, let's go to Sam first. Where can they all find you on Twitter if it's still working?
Oh. Well, Twitter is Sam Wilson with the 1 in the space of the I.
Thank you very much. And Posh Bertie, please.
Yeah, my Twitter is at Posh Bertie and my Instagram is at Bertie Wanless.
Thank you very much. You can find me, as you all know, at Goonalimi. You can find all of us on at Gooner Gathering. Find us on the TikTok channel as well. Lots of fun stuff going on. Had a funny little Declan Rice short I put up yesterday for a bit of a laugh, which has done pretty well. So yeah, it wasn't embarrassing at all. I like making myself look silly on these things. So for more silliness, please join us again and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.